Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this tutorial. I don't have a name for this yet, so I don't know what it's going to be called, but basically I just wanted to do some nice glowy skin, just like a softer eye look, even though it might look more intense because of the lashes, but it's a quite easy eye look to do. I was planning on doing like a very glowy, luminous skin, but I'm having a little bit of a hormonal breakout at the moment, so I'm gonna wait till that passes, and then when my skin's clearer, I'll do that tutorial. Anyway, if you want to see how I do this look here, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off with my primer. This is the Marc Jacobs primer, and I'm taking a little bit of the iconic London drops with it. I use 2 drops for that amount of primer, and it just helps give your skin a little bit of glow. So I'm just rubbing that all over, and I'm just pressing it around my chin area because it's a little bit irritated, so I don't want to rub it too much. For my foundation, I'm taking the Hourglass Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Bisque. And then I'm adding some face and body foundation from MAC. This is in the shade N3. So I'm just mixing it on the skin, just to kind of add a little bit more of that luminous finish to the skin, because the stick goes a little bit more on like the satin kind of a matte side, so the face and body is just giving it a little bit more. Now I'm taking this Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. This is in the shade Light, so I'm just using this to highlight and conceal. And I'm using a damp beauty sponge. This is from Morphe, and I'm just using that to press the concealer in. I'm taking the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Deep Honey. This is the shade I use to contour and bronze. And then first off, I'm blending that out with a brush. This is a brush from Real Techniques, so I'm just blending that out, and then I like to go over then with the beauty sponge just to soften the edges and just melt everything into the skin. And to set that, I'm taking my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, so I'm just using that underneath the eyes to brighten or to set my concealer. So I'm just using a light layer of this and just putting it on with the sponge. And I don't usually do this, but I'm putting a little bit around my T-zone area, just the smallest amount. It is a bit of a brightening powder, so you don't want to use this all over. Then I'm going to set the bronzer using a Makeup Forever bronzer. I can't remember the shade, but I think it's the second lightest. And I'm just using that to go over the stick foundation. Now for my eyes, I'm using the Take a Hike Cream Shadow from Dose of Colors. So it's this really nice mustardy color. So I'm just starting by pressing this shade all over the lid first, and then I just like to kind of wipe my brush in some tissue and then go into the crease and blend it out. And just by wiping on the tissue, it's just taking off any excess color. So that just helps it to blend. And then quickly going in and doing the same on the other side. Now I'm just taking the smallest amount to go underneath the eye because it is quite pigmented. So just using any little flat definer brush to go right into the lash line, and then just go back in with the fluffy brush just to soften any edges. So I'm just taking mascara. This is the Marc Jacobs mascara, and I'm just giving my lashes a good coat. And then going in with some lashes. These are Celestial lashes from Mosquito. Now to do my highlight, I'm taking more of the iconic London drops, putting some on the beauty blender, and I just like to go on my hand first and then straight onto the skin, and this just helps it kind of blend more. I feel like when you just go straight onto the skin with the product, it gets a little bit blotchy. So if you kind of rub it into your hand first, it just helps it just go on a little bit more seamlessly. And then to top that off, I'm just taking a little bit of my Rodeo Dry. I just wanted it to be extra glowy. So I'm just taking the Bite Beauty pencil in shade 12 to line my lips. I was planning on doing a different lip, but I ended up going a different direction. So the gloss that I use doesn't actually go, but it works. So this is a Dose of Colours gloss that I put over, so you can see this has a bit more of a peachier tone compared to the liner, but it's okay. So that is it for this tutorial. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know what it is, but it is a tutorial. A few things I just want to say about the Dose of Colours cream shadows. I'm just kind of noticing that where my eye creases, that it's creasing into it. So maybe this might work better with a shadow, like a shadow pressed on top to help like keep everything in place, or maybe use it with a primer. I just put this straight onto my lid. There's no primer underneath. I just wanted to see how it would act on its own, but it seems to be creasing slightly. You kind of see they are creasing a little bit, and this is only on like half an hour or so. So I would say if you are going to use this, maybe try it with a primer underneath or with a shadow. I'm going to use them again anyway, so I'll try different things and see how it works and let you know. And also, they're extremely, extremely pigmented. You only need the tiniest amount. I literally just tipped the tip of my brush into it and it gave me all that colour. So when you are using them, just use a tiny, 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 tiny amount at a go. But as I said, I'm going to try these different ways and see the best way to wear them and how they last, because I think they're great, because I love, love, love cream eyeshadows. I think they're amazing. They're so easy to use. You just whack it on and go. So I'm going to try this again. Anyway, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.